Hello everyone, welcome to this series on the history of English literature. And in this video, we are going to discuss Rise of the Novel in the Age of Transition. Introduction. The Age of Transition was a period marked by significant developments in prose literature. The prose output of this era was substantial, varied, and of great importance. It included some of the best works in the English language, such as possibly the finest novel, Tom Jones by Henry Fielding, the greatest history, The Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire by Edward Gibbon, and the most renowned biography, The Life of Samuel Johnson by James Boswell. The rise of the novel. Definition and distinction. Prose narratives during this period can be broadly classified into two main categories: tale or romance. These narratives rely primarily on incident and adventure for their appeal. They often feature marvelous and fantastic elements. Novel. Novels focus more on the display of character and motive. Their plots tend to be more complex, often involving unexpected developments and revelations leading to a resolution known as denouement. Roots of modern novel. The modern novel has its roots in medieval romances like Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, and the stories about King Arthur. These early romances were written in verse and featured stock characters such as wandering knights, distressed damsels, and wicked wizards. They included stock incidents involving enchanted castles, dragons, and perilous ambushes, satisfying the human craving for fiction with their picturesque and lively narratives. Emergence of prose romance. The Elizabethan era saw the rise of prose romance with works like Euphues 1579 by John Lyly, Arcadia by Sir Philip Sidney. While these tales were burdened by their elaborate prose styles and moral lessons, they represented an advance in fiction. However, authors often displayed a diffidence toward writing fiction, as it was viewed with suspicion for two main reasons. Moral concerns. Fiction was considered the glorification of falsehoods. Perception of intellectual immaturity. Enjoyment of fiction was thought to be a sign of a diseased or immature mind, making the production of fiction unworthy of serious authors. As a result, writers often disguised their narratives with moral or allegorical elements. The Picaresque novel. Origin and characteristics. At the end of 16th century, a new type of early novel appeared, the Picaresque novel, derived from the Spanish word picaro, meaning a wandering rogue. Originating in Spain, this genre featured a rogue or rascal as the hero, a wandering life filled with scandalous adventures, a loose plot where the hero is the sole link between various incidents, frequent digressions, and interjected short narratives. Notable examples: Spain, Don Quixote 1605 and 1615 by Miguel de Cervantes, a parody of old romances and a pinnacle of the genre. France, Gil Blas 1715 to 1735 by Alain René Lesage. England, The Unfortunate Traveller or The Life of Jack Wilton 1594 by Thomas Nash. Crude but vigorous with elements reminiscent of Defoe. The English Rogue 1665 by Richard Head. Gross and scandalous but energetic, offering glimpses of life in foreign lands. Influence on later literature. The Picaresque novel, despite its faults, was human and interesting, influencing later novelists like Fielding and Smollett. The heroic romance. Characteristics. Another popular type was the heroic romance, based on French romances by authors like Mademoiselle de Scudéry 1707 to 1701. Features included heroes of high social rank, long series of romantic and often supernatural adventures, elaborate lovemaking with noble sentiments and elegant expressions, enormous length. For example, Le Grand Cyrus by Scudéry spanned 10 volumes. English examples: Parismus, the renowned Prince of Bohemia, 1598 by Emmanuel Ford; Parthenissa, 1654 by Roger Boyle. The heroic romance collapsed by the end of 17th century due to its artificiality and dullness. Early developments toward the novel: Ephra Behn, 1640 to 1689. Behn's stories such as Orinoco or The Royal Slave, 1698, displayed elements of plot, character development, and dialogue. Orinoco portrays the persecution of a noble African prince, showcasing emotional depth and a critique of slavery. John Bunyan, 1628 to 1688, a Puritan who wrote allegorical works due to the era's suspicion of fiction. The Pilgrim's Progress, 1678, features a strong plot, diverse characters, vivid descriptions, and dramatic dialogue. The Life and Death of Mr. Badman, 1680, also closely resembles a novel in its narrative style. The Coverley Papers, 1711, written by Richard Steele and Joseph Addison, these essays featured character sketches without a strong plot, absence of allegory, humorous depictions of ordinary people, early examples of society and domestic narratives. Daniel Defoe, 1659 to 1731, and the near arrival of the novel. Defoe's works were pivotal in shaping the novel. Picars's novels: Captain Singleton, 1720, Moll Flanders, 1722, Colonel Jack, 1722, Robinson Crusoe, 1719. While containing Picaresque elements and flaws like weak character development and sprawling plots, Defoe's narratives possessed a sustaining interest and realism that brought the novel form closer to maturity. The maturation of the novel. Samuel Richardson, 1689 to 1761. Pamela, 1740, featured well-developed plot, characters and dialogue, but was presented as a series of letters due to the lingering diffidence toward writing fiction. Henry Fielding, 1707 to 1754. Tom Jones, 1749, recognized as a mature novel without the need for disguises, establishing the principles of the modern novel with robust characters and intricate plotting. Subsequent novelists: Tobias Smollett returned to the Picaresque style, introducing professional sailors and Scottish characters. Lawrence Sterne made the novel sentimental and fantastical, founding a sentimental school. Anne Radcliffe popularized the Gothic novel, adding elements of terror. Oliver Goldsmith, The Vicar of Wakefield, 1766, demonstrated the novel's potential with a simple yet effective plot, endearing characters, dramatic dialogue, and gentle humor. Samuel Johnson, Rasselas, 1759, a reactionary work resembling Euphues, serving as an interesting reversion to an earlier style. Conclusion: by the end of 18th century, the novel had evolved into a major literary form, shedding earlier constraints and diffidence. From the picaresque adventures and moral allegories to the complex character studies and social narratives, prose in the age of transition laid the groundwork for rich diversity and depth of the modern novel. So this was the discussion on the development of novel in the age of transition. We will meet in the next video and discuss some other topic. Until then, goodbye and thank you.